What if the unthinkable becomes a reality? Can you imagine a world where China and the United States escalate into a devastating nuclear war? The very thought sends shivers down our spines. As we ponder the chilling what if of a nuclear war between these superpowers, we're compelled to confront the unimaginable horror and destruction that would ensue. This is not a tale of fiction, but a stark reminder of the urgent need for peace, diplomacy, and the pursuit of a future where nuclear weapons are rendered obsolete. Make sure to watch the video to the end as we delve into the details and impact of a hypothetical nuclear war between China and the US. In the event of a nuclear war between China and the US, the immediate impact would be nothing short of catastrophic. A nuclear war would result in an unfathomable loss of human life. According to a 2019 report by the International Campaign to Abolish Nuclear Weapons (ICAN), a single nuclear detonation could claim millions of lives within seconds. The aftermath would be equally devastating, with injuries, radiation sickness, and the collapse of medical infrastructure, leading to even more casualties. The destruction would extend to cities, reducing them to rubble and obliterating iconic landmarks and cultural heritage sites. The haunting scenes of devastation would be etched into the collective memory for generations to come. The humanitarian crisis resulting from a nuclear war would be overwhelming. Displaced populations would face a scarcity of food, water, and medical supplies, exacerbating their suffering. Aid organizations such as the Red Cross have assessed the potential consequences of nuclear war and highlighted the immense challenges they would face in providing assistance amidst the chaos and widespread destruction. The scale of the crisis would strain resources and require international cooperation on an unprecedented level to alleviate the suffering of the affected populations. The environmental devastation caused by a nuclear war would be extensive and long-lasting. Studies published in journals like Environmental Science and Technology have shown that the detonation of multiple nuclear warheads would release massive amounts of radioactive particles into the atmosphere. This would result in nuclear fallout, widespread contamination of the environment, and disruption of ecosystems. Water sources would be contaminated, posing a threat to both human and animal life. The long-term implications for agriculture and food security would be dire, with potentially severe famines affecting the surviving populations. The economic impact of a nuclear war would be devastating. Financial markets would plummet, businesses would fail, and unemployment rates would skyrocket. The disruption of critical infrastructure, such as ports and transportation networks, would cripple global trade. The rebuilding efforts would require massive investments and resources, further burdening nations already reeling from the aftermath of war. Economists and financial analysts have warned about the potential economic collapse resulting from a nuclear war, emphasizing the need to avoid such a catastrophic scenario at all costs. Are you ready to uncover the chilling truth about the global consequences of a nuclear war between China and the US? Stay tuned for this eye-opening exploration. The global consequences of a nuclear war between China and the US would be far-reaching and impactful, affecting not only the two nations involved, but also the entire world. The environmental devastation resulting from a nuclear war would have profound consequences worldwide. The massive release of radioactive particles into the atmosphere would contaminate air, water, and soil, leading to long-term health risks and ecological damage. The effects of nuclear winter, caused by the thick cloud cover blocking sunlight, would disrupt global agriculture and lead to food shortages, exacerbating an already dire situation. Moreover, the spread of radiation through the air currents and ocean currents could impact regions far beyond the immediate conflict zone, rendering vast areas uninhabitable and causing lasting harm to ecosystems. For example, the Chernobyl nuclear disaster in 1986 demonstrated the far-reaching consequences of a nuclear incident, with radioactive contamination affecting countries across Europe. The economic collapse triggered by a nuclear war would reverberate globally. The destruction of critical infrastructure, industrial centers, and trade routes would disrupt supply chains and severely impact global trade. Financial systems would collapse, leading to economic recession or depression on a global scale. The loss of productivity, trade, and investment would result in widespread unemployment, poverty, and social unrest. Developing countries dependent on global markets would be particularly vulnerable, exacerbating existing inequalities and hindering their developmental prospects. The geopolitical aftermath of a nuclear war between China and the US would reshape the international order. The power dynamics among nations would be drastically altered, with emerging powers seeking to fill the void left by the two devastated superpowers. Rivalries could intensify, leading to regional conflicts and proxy wars as countries jostle for influence and resources. International alliances and cooperation mechanisms would be strained or collapse entirely, further exacerbating global instability. The erosion of trust and cooperation among nations would hinder collective efforts to address pressing global challenges such as climate change, pandemics, and terrorism. The devastation caused by a hypothetical nuclear war between China and the US underscores the urgent need for prevention. The urgency of nuclear disarmament cannot be overstated, especially when considering the nuclear capabilities of China and the US. These two nations possess the largest nuclear arsenals globally, with the potential for unprecedented destruction. To prevent a catastrophic nuclear war, diplomatic efforts must be pursued to de-escalate tensions and promote dialogue. The recent history of US-China relations, such as the signing of the Shanghai Communique in 1972 and the establishment of the US-China Strategic and Economic Dialogue in 2009, highlights the importance of maintaining open channels of communication to prevent conflicts from escalating. International agreements and organizations play a crucial role in preventing nuclear conflicts between China and the US. The Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, NPT, which both countries are signatories to, aims to halt the spread of nuclear weapons and promote disarmament. However, there is a need for further engagement and cooperation between the two nations to strengthen disarmament efforts. Bilateral agreements like the US-China Joint Statement on Nuclear Security Cooperation demonstrate the potential for collaboration in areas of nuclear safety, non-proliferation, and arms control. Public awareness and activism are essential in influencing the war policies of both China and the US. Citizens in both countries have a role to play in holding their governments accountable and demanding nuclear disarmament. Grassroots movements such as the Global Zero Campaign and the Chinese anti-nuclear advocacy group Friends of Nature highlight the importance of public engagement. These movements raise awareness about the dangers of nuclear war, advocate for disarmament policies, and foster public pressure for change. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and found it informative, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more engaging content like this. Thank you for watching.